The opening of the third seal. Revelation chapter 6. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, Come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. Understand that when there is conflict, bloodshed, and violence, the people begin to suffer economically, and that was happening at this time in Imperial Rome. It is also interesting to note that the balances and scales, just as the horses, were also stamped on the coins of Imperial Rome. Now the items actually mentioned in verse 6, oil, wine, wheat, those were the items which the provincial governors collected the taxes on, which were passed on to Rome. Due to all the fighting and conflict, the taxes were increased and the burden of finance got heavier and heavier upon the people. The people were ground down and the economy suffered. Agriculture went into decline and the people were in the most terrible distress. The legions of armies were feeding and preying off the people. And then you hear the voice from the throne, and the voice from the throne gives a price. It says 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. The voice from the throne is the voice of he who sits there, Almighty God. Why does he speak? He speaks because Almighty God hates oppression. Almighty God hates to see the rich grinding down the faces of the poor. Almighty God hates financial and economic corruption. Almighty God hates the whole system of debt, interest, and usury as it was being practiced in Imperial Rome at that time. And you see the prices that John gives there for the wheat, the barley, and the oil. They were the exact prices in the marketplace during the reign of Emperor Alexander Severus. That helps us to date the prophecy yet once again. The Spirit of God pinpoints it exactly to the date. And you know it is well worth noting that when a nation goes into decline, as Imperial Rome did, certain things begin to happen. The people begin to lose their individual personal liberties and freedoms. There comes a breakdown in justice, law and order, and corruption and bribery come into the courts. There is increased taxation, inflation, economic poverty, and the oppression of the poor. What was taking place in the declining Roman Empire is exactly what is taking place in this declining nation of ours today. It displays the same hallmarks of decadence, decay, and apostasy.